The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
Hello and welcome to Tuesday's News. I'm Rex Litter. In this edition, supplementary budget imminent. FOCA 100 era news and PNG Barramunda's crowned league champions. Following concerns raised by the PNG Nurses Association after 39 nurses on short contract were laid off at the Port Moresby General Hospital, Chief Executive Officer Dr. Paki Malumi said the hospital is working closely with the Department of Personnel Management to transition these nurses into permanent public service positions under the ALESCO payroll system. In a statement last night, Dr. Malumi confirmed that the government has allocated adequate personal emoluments funding in the 2026 budget to support this initiative. As part of the process, the affected 39 nurses currently employed on short-term contracts will be absorbed into the ALESCO system. Port Moresby General Hospital is collaborating with Department of Personnel Management to ensure all compliance requirements are met and that the transition process is fast-tracked. While addressing the media before his departure to France yesterday, Prime Minister James Marape revealed that the government is preparing supplementary budget arrangement. He said the measures are aimed at continuing support for fuel stabilization efforts while utilizing increased revenues from higher commodity prices.
The Prime Minister said the government is expecting additional revenues from Kumul Petroleum Holdings Limited, Oktedi Mining, New Pogra Limited and other sectors, and said they will use these gains to support the country.
Our Treasury has been instructed to look at a supplementary budget. We expect to also earn a little bit more from Kumul Petroleum. We also expect to earn a little bit more from our earnings from Oktedi and Pogra and elsewhere. And so those additional earnings as a result of price increase from our exports, we will not be spending elsewhere. We'll try to plug in the support of fuel through those earnings. And so our Treasury has been asked to relook at a supplementary budget proposal for media, if not third quarter of the year. So those adjustments and help to our people could be covered in a budget through supplementary allocations that will come up later on.
With the fuel subsidy program set to continue to June and to be reviewed later in the year depending on global fuel prices and economic conditions, he said the government is willing to sacrifice elsewhere in the national budget to help people manage the cost of living. While apologizing for the fuel supply disruptions experienced over the weekend, he confirmed that the government funding support for importers has been made available and expressed how PNG is enjoying among the lowest fuel prices globally because of the fuel subsidy to absorb rising international fuel costs.
What is the fuel price in Australia right now? What is the fuel price in Indonesia right now? What is the fuel price in Europe elsewhere? You would realize that Papua New Guinea at the Bausa right now is amongst the lowest on planet Earth. And that is because this government, the Marape Rosso Pangu coalition government, we are being deliberate. We don't want our people to feel the weight of imported inflation or inflation that is caused elsewhere.
The Prime Minister thanked fuel suppliers Puma Energy and ExxonMobil for maintaining supply lines and cooperating closely with the government during the current challenges. He also commended Papua New Guineans for remaining calm and orderly during the recent disruptions and assured the nation that the government remained committed to managing economic pressures responsibly while protecting citizens from hardship. Ruth Rongola, TVWAN News.
The external investigation into the PNGDF recruitment process has progressed significantly and is almost complete. Prime Minister James Marape revealed this during the same press conference yesterday. He called on members of the force and the general public to remain patient and allow the ongoing independent review to reach its full conclusion. He again confirmed that review is being undertaken independently with the involvement of senior Papua New Guinean officials and an Australian Defence Force representative, examining broader structural and recruitment-related issues within the Defence Force. The Prime Minister said the government's objective was not only accountability, but ensuring stronger systems, professionalism, integrity and public confidence within the Defence Force going forward.
Our community, our country, let's be patient, allow the full investigation to complete its course. At this point in time, I'm not able to disclose exactly the findings, but there are also indication on some discrepancies established. That's the least I could indicate, but we are not yet conclusive.
Air Niugini's Fokker fleet will slowly be phased out by the Airbus 220. The state-owned enterprise anticipates an improvement in capacity and reliability with the new fleet.
The Air Niugini Refleet program, which is the largest capital expenditure in the country's aviation sector, is still active. Under this program, Air Niugini's iconic Fokker fleet will eventually be replaced by the state-of-the-art Airbus 220.
So we have three of the 300s in service at the moment, and 8 more 100s to come at the end of next year. So they will slowly phase out the Fokker fleet. We do acknowledge that the Fokker fleet has been the backbone of Air Niugini domestic operation, and we owe that aeroplane a whole lot of respect for what it did. But we have a maintenance program to keep those aeroplanes flying safely, reliably and efficiently until the last one is exited from the fleet.
The Fokker, described as a sturdy, reliable workhorse of the late 20th century, played an important role in shaping the modern regional jet market. However, limited technology during its time and the financial collapse of its manufacturer have led to its dwindling numbers. The modern-day technological marvel, the Airbus 220, is highly fuel-efficient, has a low operating cost, more spacious, and boasts a drastically reduced noise footprint because of its advanced engines and aerodynamics. Kamela Guare, TVWAN News.
The Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary yesterday commenced training for 662 new recruits at the Bomanan National Centre of Excellence in the National Capital District. This marks the second intake for 2025. The recruits will undergo 6 months training.
Deputy Commissioner of Police and Chief of Administration, Dr. Philip Mitna, while officiating the opening ceremony, said this is history in making for the constabulary. The college was originally built to accommodate 200 to 300 recruits per intake, but the training of 662 recruits for this year triples that number. He said since 2008, the government has tasked the constabulary to produce 10,000 police personnel to meet the United Nations recommended standard ratio of 1 police officer to 450 citizens. Increasing numbers will remain the constabulary's priority for the next 3 to 5 years, but quality will not be compromised. Mitna told the trainees that the next 6 months of training will demand effort and discipline. Assistant Commissioner of Police Training Silva Sika said the training will be rigorous and intensive, with high expectations required from them. There were about 28,106 applications around the country in this round of recruitment. 750 passed all the necessary processes and were selected for the training. 26 had declined the offer. 689 were onboarded into the college for training. 27 were removed after a second medical check that was conducted before commencement of training. Present now are 662 on record, 583 males and 79 females. The constabulary remains committed to building a disciplined, professional police force that serve the people of Papua New Guinea with integrity. Tracy Pa, TV1 News.
This is TV1 News. We'll take a short break and bring you the day's other stories. When we come back, stay with us.
Banking doesn't have to be complicated. With PSP's One Talk Wallet, control your money wherever, whenever. Dial *131#, enter your PIN, select cash in or out, and generate a secure code to withdraw cash. It's the only wallet for cardless ATM withdrawals. Send and receive funds, pay for goods and bills, or withdraw cash with ease. All with PSP's One Talk Wallet. PSP's One Talk Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# today.
When you're all in, anything can happen. Grab a Coca-Cola and enjoy the moment.
New Fabuloso multi-purpose cleaner with an irresistible fragrance that lasts all day long, creating a field of flowers in every corner of your home. With an irresistible fragrance that lasts and lasts all day long. Fabuloso, irresistible fragrance.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE.
You have to meet my best friend. She's the sweetest. Hey, check out my hair.
Which one? The one on your head or the one in the sink? Relax. Next time, just use the Mega Growth Anti-Damage Relaxer. It's infused with wonder oils and conditioning proteins for visibly less hair breakage after retouching. Now your hair looks great.
Thank you.
Mega Growth Anti-Damage No Light Cream Relaxer for visibly less hair breakage after retouching.
We have a whole new season.
Can you believe it?
You're good to go. Hold it, hold it, hold it.
Hot Rod Garage, Wednesdays 9:30 on Turbo.
Welcome back. The displaced residents of Duram Farm Post in 5 to 8 Mile in the nation's capital, whose properties were destroyed during the eviction on Thursday, May 14th, are questioning the legitimacy of the eviction, citing ongoing court battles that are on foot.
The displaced community in a media conference held last month outlined their concerns and expectations before the eviction. In this conference, they confirmed receipt of the eviction notice issued to them on Sunday, April 26th, to vacate the land by May 1st, an order from the district court. The community leaders challenged the eviction order in court, with a hearing set to be held tomorrow. While this case was on foot, police moved in on May 14th last week and vacate the residence. The displaced community think it was not fair on them and was an abuse of their rights.
And obtain a title which we do not know, and we have been battling in the court for that's almost 5 years.
Second defendant Lucas Silsukaro explained that they were aware that the land belonged to the National Housing Commission. He said they would have willingly vacated if NHC had plans to develop the area. However, another land title holder allegedly changed the portion from 5 to 8 to 4542 and took legal action against them. And this is part of their argument in court.
It's known as created and known as portion 4542 inside portion 5 to 8, which is a UDL area owned by National Housing Corporation. And we, the people by consent, dwell in this consent by National Housing Corporation.
Other discrepancies identified include the failure to attach the documented land title with boundaries clearly marked to the eviction notice. The eviction order outlined the land portion without clarifying the boundaries of the land portion.
See, in this part of the city that we dwell in this place, we are by consent dwell on this land. So police, they came in and they just destroying everything. And so we see that this is not a kind of eviction that normally happen in the part of the city. They just come and they destroy everything and then leave everything like this. And they just go. So we are kind of thinking, so what are we going to do now? Okay, where the development will come in and when they're going to come in and develop this place.
Tokosem no this area ma kamosem eviction area so mibla barosimol bagam wogi magonesna. Ol bagam tok lene no gat. Ol kame ol just rinimol boss no to. Boss mibla follow this la battery blow ibla battery am sablo we. Also all do all follow battery so. What ol megi lene ol karim bago kam to to bago. Rausim is the area. Kola no lene. Kodra no te. So go yet. All just rausim mo ke taus lene lo mibla. Mibla kata kisim bagarap nadin. Na actually mibla no sawelo. This la boundary where this la aga 60 company by land no got on la boundary all put him to all innocent thousands of all families where all staff land to just rausim all nothing. Na mibla no saw one boundary to sa company to milo yet found now yet currently now 4 days can go mibla still stop yet now all even come to.
Over 60 properties were destroyed, leaving over 1,000 residents displaced. Tracy Pa, TVWAN News.
Diagnostics and public health surveillance testing for infectious diseases, including HIV and tuberculosis, has been strengthened through the launching of the Central Public Health Laboratory Strategic Plan 2025 to 2030 recently. The plan sets out a clear roadmap for a sustainable, high-performing national laboratory system. It prioritizes workforce development, equipping laboratory staff with the skills to respond rapidly and accurately to outbreaks, delivers reliable services, and leverage digital systems to meet internationally quality standards. Landowners and communities living in and around the Launa Kalana Cattle Estate in Rigo District, Central Province, have described the cattle estate as a blessing. The project directly involves local contractors and villagers, ensuring that the benefits extend beyond the estate's cattle operations, positively impacting the daily lives of the locals.
The Launa Kalana Cattle Estate's boundary clearing exercise has been described as a blessing for landowners and communities living in and around the estate. Commencing in February 2026, the project involved vegetation clearing and grubbing along a 6-meter wide perimeter stretching 36 kilometers around the property. For landowners, the clearing exercise signifies a shift from being passive observers to active participants in estate progress, ensuring they share directly in the benefits of infrastructure upgrades and employment opportunities. The cleared boundaries will also serve as access routes, easing transport struggles for villagers bringing goods to market or traveling to service centers in Kwikila. Landowner Vincent Leana of the Kulu clan expressed gratitude, describing the project as a significant development for his people. He emphasized that the project is not only about cattle production, but also a gateway to better opportunities for landowners and surrounding communities. LDC Managing Director Terry Coim emphasized that this transformation is not limited to cattle productivity alone. He noted that the project directly involves local contractors and villagers, ensuring that the benefits extend beyond the estate's cattle operations to the daily lives of the people. Jasmine Rajak, TVWAN News.
The Department of Health, in collaboration with the West New Britain Provincial Government, the West New Britain Provincial Health Authority, and the Rotarians Against Malaria, has launched a campaign on Monday in Kimber to distribute long-lasting insecticidal nets across West New Britain Province. The campaign aims to distribute 225,100 mosquito nets to combat the high malaria rates in the province.
Chief Executive Officer for West New Britain Provincial Health Authority, Dr. Joseph Nale, emphasized the importance of collaboration among stakeholders to effectively combat malaria and improve public health in the province. He highlighted that West New Britain has been identified as one of the provinces with significantly high malaria cases, making this initiative vital to protect the health and well-being of the community.
Malaria program imironim hamas pla Christmas, more than 20 years. Tasol, plantio Mary Pikini Barata, plantio line blimi still dial malaria. Alright. Plantio line blimi still dial malaria. Na malaria in all some HIV, AIDS, in all some naraplastic cancer where now you kiss him, now you miss up, okay, tomorrow by die. Yeah? Malaria in all some. Malaria got marasin dongem. He got all kit blood testing. All kit here, all test kit here, you can kiss him los tua, all of pharmacy, now you go test him here at the house. But today you still got plenty line in dial malaria.
The distribution of these insecticidal nets is a crucial step towards reducing malaria transmission and protecting vulnerable populations, particularly children and pregnant women. Secretary for Health Pasco Kase stressed that awareness is needed in the campaign to really assist the people, and media plays an important part in this campaign. He said health officials are optimistic that this intervention, coupled with community education and support, will lead to a significant decline in malaria cases in West New Britain.
The work of our media this morning is very important. Since the crowd is not here, I will encourage the media, even the Provincial Health Authority and the RAM program and the Health Department to make sure we release a good media statement, even some paid advertisement about malaria and how it is affecting our people in this West New Britain province. So that is very critical. Awareness. And who should lead that awareness? Health Department and the Provincial Health Authority and our partners.
Meantime, Provincial Member for West New Britain's Sindran Mutual thanked the donors for distributing the mosquito nets and appealed to the people to make use of the mosquito nets.
Line come now, give him something free, lo you mean. Anything free looks like you mean on appreciate him. Narpla line, all line lo, Geneva, one up, all funding this la, na Rotary Against Malaria, go past lo implementing program. They are reaching out every single house. I'm very surprised. I'm thankful that all no lose him one pla village or one pla place, all by making sure every house inside West New Britain will be reached.
Freddie Moe, TVWAN News.
While welcoming this exercise to the province, Mutuville also has put the government on notice for not addressing health issues in the country, instead focusing on Connect PNG. Again, Freddie Moe with this report.
Mutuville criticized the government for neglecting pressing health issues while prioritizing the Connect PNG program.
Government need to understand what is, the what are the priorities for us to, expend the budget, not just the infrastructure program takes over all the time, you know. You to connect PNG RF to money pull down. January 200 million go. April narapla 200 million go. Now narapla 200 million go finish na this line. But these are the priority programs where you need to front load the money for nursing.
He emphasized the need to address rising health concerns, particularly in light of the high malaria rates in the province. He urged the government to direct more attention and resources to public health challenges instead of focusing solely on infrastructure projects.
This is one of the major public health intervention. So the time is now. We cannot continue to rely on our partners. Sometimes it's shame on us. You may suppose low counterpart funding. All donors have released money come. Money below AIDS or money below TB or money below Olgata Disla come. But we don't release our counterpart funding. That's something which we committed, you know, through the budget, through agreements and all those things.
Mutual Feda called for action from the government after a growing concern among community leaders regarding the need for a balanced approach to health and development in West New Britain, aiming to protect the health and well-being of people, especially vulnerable populations.
Why would we have to depend on Rotary against malaria? Because hard through low, you may depend low. Because for us, malaria is just one of the disease. Yupla by Togolshan, Yupla by BC through low, controlling plenty disease. Malaria is just one of them. So you may not give him the importance it deserves. So even I tend to believe, even if we giving it to us to roll out, I still feel that the Rotary against malaria has to involve to an extent where you through convince. You are convinced that okay, we can run this program because.
Freddie Mo, TVWAN News.
And now the market report. The Kina closed unchanged at $0.2297 US in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our Kina was buying $0.2222 US in 0.3061 Australian dollars, 0.1825 euro, and 35.03 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, only palm oil closed higher. All other commodities closed lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. You're watching TVWAN News. Stay tuned for more after the break.
For too long, banking has felt out of reach for many. But now, PSP's One Talk Wallet is here to change that. Send and receive money, pay bills, and top up. It's your money, wherever, whenever. Because at PSP, we are committed to improving how our customers connect to our One Talks, to our family, to the ones we love. PSP's One Talk Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# for everyone.
And further than hindsight, take me out my mind. Take me out my mind.
When you're all in, anything can happen. Grab a Coca-Cola and enjoy the moment.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE.
Kids in Papua New Guinea love to smile and spread joy. And when they smile, it lights up our world. Come on, Mom, it's you first. Do the 1, 2, 3. Wake up. Brush your teeth. Smile. Let's spread some smiles in PNG with Colgate.
Hiya, Mama. You wait time, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Add kakaro, get up a big smile on face. Time for kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
Are you ready to get accelerated up? Freeway Motors got the hottest coffee tray Land Cruiser you've been searching for. Fully kitted diesel engine Toyota Land Cruiser dual cab. Adjustable steer, AM, FM, and Bluetooth for your entertainment and more. It's now or never. Hurry! Come into our 4-mile branch to inspect this beauty and get blown away. And live with a powerful, stylish, open-back Land Cruiser and drive in style.
You sabe tu awesome condom and one way where you can abuse him sick HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancy? Tingim, use him condom long right way. Stop safe na look out him you yet. Use him condom all get a time. Suppose you no sabe long HIV status long partner blog you or suppose you got plenty partner. Use him condom good all get a time. Long haborus him sick HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancies. Use him condom banis him you yet na future blog you. This platok sabe ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
Thanks for staying with us. Turning overseas, the Iran war has hit Australia's helium supply, with a third taken out by the conflict, sending prices sky high. It's prompted calls for helium to be added to the country's critical minerals list. Advocates say the Australian mining industry could also be capitalizing on the global demand.
Beneath a wheat field in South Australia sits an untapped wealth of prehistoric gas. It's helium and it's used in everything from microchips to MRI machines.
Every person in society touches some form and uses a product requiring helium every day.
The spot price has doubled since the war with Iran, after early attacks on a major Qatar gas plant took out 1/3 of global supply. It's estimated helium could be worth extracting in up to 6 of Australia's 10 natural gas plants. Yet the country's only facility closed in 2023.
Australia could get a lot more value out of its natural gas if it went to the trouble to recover the helium.
This company is looking to capitalise, aiming for commercial production within 2 years. But extraction technology requires an investment of hundreds of millions of dollars.
We believe that what we have encountered should be fast-tracked with the conditions that we're seeing at the moment.
The pressure on global supply has prompted calls for helium to be added to the critical minerals list after it was dumped in 2023. This could open up government support and tax breaks, which could encourage companies to start mining. Resources Minister Madeleine King says the government will continue to monitor any potential disruption to supply chains.
It is definitely critical to modern society, and we should be incentivising its production and recovery.
Capturing a scarce resource before time runs out.
Tasmania's Anglican Church says its estimated liability for historical child sexual abuse could climb to $80 million over the next 15 years. It's now looking at how to shift its assets to fund the redress.
Grappling to divine compensation for victim survivors of historical child sexual abuse.
At the moment, we don't know how we're going to do that. It's a huge amount of money.
Tasmania's Anglican Church has announced its liability could climb to $80 million to be paid over the next 15 years.
We've paid out $20 million up to now, and that's another $60 million that we've got to find. We've got plans for the next couple of years, but we really don't know how we're going to find that amount of money.
The church says a working group is looking at how it can fund its redress obligations, which may require a shift in parish structure.
There's no threat to the Anglican Church being here for the long term, but the shape of our ministry may be very different.
In 2018, the church faced backlash for selling 73 of its churches and other properties to fund redress. It says it's now considering more far-reaching options.
Really, everything is on the table for us, all of our assets, so that we can raise that amount of money. It's a huge job for us.
Survivors and advocates say they're not surprised by the increased liability estimate. They've welcomed new laws which aim to make it easier for people to sue churches for abuse committed by priests and other religious leaders.
Once this black hole is filled by the retrospective legislation, it will be one less discounting factor for survivors. So I think we'll see survivors in some cases getting better settlements.
Seeking ways to address redress.
Women from across Central Australia have gathered in beautiful East Arrant Country for the region's first ever Aboriginal Women's Ranger Camp. Dozens took part in a week of teaching and skills sharing and the chance to connect with both the landscape and fellow rangers. It's part of an ongoing push to encourage more women to join their ranks.
On Eastern Arrant Country, outside Alice Springs, the first ever women-only ranger camp held by the Central Land Council.
It's been a very male-dominated space, and so, but there are women's sites, you know. There's women's law and culture, and we have to look after that and uphold that.
Rangers play a crucial role helping to protect the environment and continue culture. Dozens gathered from across Central Australia for training and skills swaps and wellbeing workshops, a space for rangers to feel recharged and empowered.
We're going out to sacred sites, we're putting up fences, protecting them, checking water, you know, controlling pests, burning country the right way too. These are just a few things that, you know, what our rangers do, and that's why we need more women rangers.
Here on Eastern Arrant Country, these women are gathering and sharing knowledge, showing each other how to make bush medicine and talking about the significance of this place.
Senior rangers shared skills with younger women.
My grandmother and my mum and dad, all the elders, showed me and taught me how to collect and how to make it.
It's very important so other ladies who haven't had the chance to, who haven't had the opportunity to sit down and do bush medicine, to watch and learn from the elders.
For me, it's a good opportunity to learn from other rangers or TOs. We all look after country and we represent our ancestors and ourselves and our rangers and our community.
Learning from country and each other.
The mystery behind a paralysing illness affecting magpies across Western Australia remains, with researchers refusing to give up in the search for answers. Wildlife carers have raised concerns over declining magpie populations after 2 years of high case numbers.
Behind the bird call, a silent struggle.
She's getting there, but she's not quite recovered.
Magpie paralysis syndrome, a neurological condition also affecting butcherbirds and mudlarks.
They are paralysed or unable to move their legs or very weak. Typically we see about a 50% recovery rate, but it does take a huge amount of supportive care and rehabilitation to get them through to release again.
First detected in 2017, a sharp spike seeing WA Wildlife take in more than 1,000 birds over the last 2 years, with cases detected from the Midwest to the South Coast.
A year ago, from September to January, looking back through the records, we were having an average of 6 birds coming through per month.
Researchers from a working group collecting data and inspecting samples
The changes that we're seeing are very, very subtle, and they're not what we call non-specific, so they don't necessarily point to just one thing. They could be a range of different possibilities.
While bird flu and botulism have been ruled out, researchers are testing for viruses and bacteria, with heavy metals and rodenticides also under the microscope. The focus now shifting to blood parasites and insect-borne viruses. And while the cause remains unknown, researchers refuse to give up.
We still haven't exhausted all of our avenues. We've got a lot of good people working on this now and a lot of different avenues that we're investigating. One of WA's most notorious birds grounded by a mystery illness.
PNG Barraman is crowned champions and hunters identify reason for low performance. Those stories and more in our sports segment when we come back. Stay with us.
Ready for the world, so is your Visa Visa card. Visa keeps you moving wherever you go, Papua New Guinea or abroad. Seamlessly pay for travel, dining, online shopping. Easily access your funds and instantly track your expenses. Every tap comes with security, trust, and peace of mind. Unlock the world of possibilities. And it all starts with the new TVWAN Visa card.
Every growing child needs the best care to help them grow physically, socially, intellectually, and emotionally. That's why I choose Tender Care. It keeps skin clean and fresh and is hypoallergenically tested for gentle and safe protection. So my child can be protected for all of life's adventures. Tender Care.
From our homes, where every morning starts with a taste we all love. A taste that holds memories and shared stories. A taste that can bring friends together. Made with care and loved in every corner of PNG. Inspired by our champions and rooted by our family values. Snacks, so crunchy and tasty, it's irresistible.
Dad's gonna be home soon. Dinner's not ready. He's gonna be mad. Mom's trying her best. If it's not ready, oh no. I'm proud of my old man. If he can change, anyone can.
This Pole Mountain range produced millions of dollars in gold.
We have nothing left. Let's make some gold.
Our job isn't done until he's 100% running.
A moment of truth.
Gold Rush Mine Rescue with Freddie and Juan starts Thursday, May 28 on Discovery.
I'm always number one, never second. I'm always rising up all ascension.
In sports, the PNG Barramundis were crowned league champions of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup East Asia Pacific qualifier in Japan after topping the standings Following the completion of the Super 6 stage, PNG finished strongly and topped the tournament despite a loss to Japan by 26 runs in the finals yesterday. The national men's cricket team, PNG Barramundi, concluded the tournament yesterday with 3 wins from 4 matches, earning 8 competition points and finishing ahead of host Japan on net run rate. Apart from its top run rate, PNG scored 571 runs across 100 overs, while restricting opposition teams to 539 runs from the allotted 100 overs. The tournament, played in Japan from May 12 to 18th, 2026, brought together 6 nations from East Asia Pacific region to progress towards the ICC Men's T20 World Cup pathway. The PNG Barramundi's strong all-round performance in the tournament highlighted the team's consistency with both bat and ball, including dominant victories and disciplined bowling. Head coach Tim McCaskill was impressed with the team's performance.
We're really happy. The team have prepared for the opportunity to give themselves to play at their best, and we've done that at different stages through the tournament, and we gave ourselves the buffer with a net run rate and other things. So look, really pleased, really happy for the team. Next steps from here, we're unsure. So if there is one direct qualification spot, we know we've locked that in with the win in this tournament. If not, well, then we've given ourselves an opportunity to go to the next qualification stage. So look, really happy, thrilled for the team. Really happy with all the support that we've received from back in Papua New Guinea, from all cricket supporters. It's really helped lift the team.
The Barramundis produced a dominant performance throughout the qualifier, recording victories against Indonesia, Cook Islands, Samoa and Vanuatu, and the only defeat to Japan in the finals yesterday. Samoa and the Cook Islands both completed the tournament with 6 wins, while Vanuatu and Indonesia round out the standings. The Barramundis' successful campaign keeps PNG among the strongest associate cricket nations in the East Asia Pacific region and alive in the pathway towards the 2028 T20 World Cup. Meanwhile, 4 players from PNG were named in the team of the tournament, a highlight for the team.
For us, have been the selection of 4 players in the team of the championships. Tony Ura was terrific. Lege Siaka was the linchpin to run chases and to setting totals at different stages. Sese Bao was a contributor with both bat and ball, and Johnny Kerrico is proving to everyone he's a really exciting talent and left arm spinner to look out for.
The ICC qualification pathway and progression to the next stage are expected to be confirmed by the International Cricket Council in the coming weeks. PNG Hunters are sitting second last on the Host Plus Cup competition table after round 10 with 2 wins and 8 losses registered so far. One of the main reasons behind the inconsistent performances in the first half of the competition was revealed during the post-match interview by both the coach and the team captain. Right after their 20-30 defeat in front of the home crowd over the weekend in Port Moresby, PNG Hunters coach Paul Aiton revealed one of the main reasons behind their inconsistent performances. Aiton noted the team is down in confidence and have been struggling to string together decent performance in the opening 3 months of the competition.
Yeah, just have faith in each other and the game plan that we set out to accomplish. Just some wrong choices at times. They really let us down, and we just don't seem to be able to recover from that. Ever since round 1, we always start very strong and put a really good effort in that first half, but it's a game of 2 halves, unfortunately, for us at the moment.
While pointing out the weak areas of his team, Aiton has not lost faith in his men, trusting that they can turn things around. He says the boys need to believe in themselves in order to compete. Team captain Ila Alo is of the same impression, reflecting the team's performance so far.
Believing in what we want to achieve, the game plan that we set, and having to trust in it for longer periods. I think for us, we just having faith in it for patches only, and then at times we go astray, and up at this level, it give a team an instant to get up. The benefit for me there a lot. So yeah, that's something that we've been lacking for the past couple of games. So yeah, for us it's just a faith in our game plan for a longer period and trust that it will pay off.
The Hunters keeper says the boys have to trust themselves and their game plans. This will allow them to play their best football. Both Alu and Aiton are expecting some changes in the second half of the competition. The PNG Hunters will sit out on bye this weekend before taking on Tweed Seagulls in round 12 of the competition in Australia next weekend. The Asila Wagi Tumbe recorded a thrilling 26-24 upset victory over home side Bintanga Goroka Lahanis at the National Stadium on Sunday. The physical encounter also featured heavy interchange rotation from both benches at the match went down to the wire in front of a vocal Goroka crowd. With a lot of hype and storylines surrounding the youthful Lahanis outfit this season and having NSI as a fortress, the return of former Lahani spy number 9 Charlie Booker with the Tumbe made his presence felt to upset the party for his old team. The visitors opened the scoring through Jack Gassi in the 4th minute before Jethro John added the extra to give Tumbe an early advantage. The Lahanis responded through Fitla Omena in the 22nd minute and Ismail Peter in the 27th minute, while Sefa Dite crossed in the 34th minute to keep the host in contention in a high-paced opening half. David Aupa added another try for Tumbe in the 31st minute as both sides traded momentum throughout the contest. Latest rugby league journeyman Kevin Yako backed with Tumbe, and David Joseph also crossed earlier for the visitors to maintain the scoreboard pressure. Noah Nom converted 2 of 4 attempts for the Lahanis, while Jethro John remained perfect with the boots for Tumbe, successfully converting all 3 attempts to prove decisive in the narrow 2-point victory. Despite the loss, Lahanis remain in 7th place with 5 points, Tumbe 11th place on 4 points. In other upsets of the round, Kandas continued their fairytale winning run, defeating Miox 18-8, Eagles 24 defeating Tigers 10, and Muruks defeated Dabaris 26-12. After round 6, Muruks have moved to the top of the ladder with 10 points, followed by Vipers and newcomers Kandes on 3rd place, while Lace-Snakes Tigers are trailing below the ladder on 2 points. Still in Rugby League, PNG RFL Head of Elite Player Pathway and Development, Joe Grimmer, has praised the Under-17 Boys Academy Grand Final premiers from the Mount Hagen Academy and runners-up Gulf Academy for their outstanding sportsmanship and discipline in Saturday's Grand Final at the Santos National Football Stadium.
The successful end to the 2026 Under-17 Boys and Open Women's Final on Sunday marked yet another milestone for PNG RFL junior development in the country. Head of Elite Pathway and Player Development Joe Grimmer said he was impressed with the progress Mount Hagen made over the last 22 weeks academy program, while also commending Gulf Academy, who were contesting for the first time in the Grand Final, for showing their flair and resilience against a bigger and more powerful forward pack.
Fantastic side, well coached. Don't underestimate the other team, Gulf ISO. It's their first time into the academy competition, travelling 6 hours on a bus 4 weeks in a row takes its toll. There's going to be a lot of good footballers that end up into Gulf ISO from this academy program. But no doubt about it, Mount Hagen, the best rugby league region in Papua New Guinea in my eyes, and it just explain that. And we've got the under-19s Hagen girls.
Let's go, let's go.
Let's go.
Meanwhile, winning Mount Hagen coach Benedict Vitti welcomed the result, saying their sacrifices had paid off. He thanked PNG RFL for providing a platform for their young players to showcase and develop their talent and skills over the course of the competition. which culminated in Sunday's grand final.
Firstly, thank you, TVWAN Academy, providing the platform where you make him opportunity to go again on school boys to play the game. So, we thank you, TVWAN. Secondly, thank you, team manager Blumzana, coach Blagan Academy, Mr. Takasaki, and coach Bobby Koge. 3 years you've been working tirelessly, so after 3 years, I'm slow to start them now. So, thank you,
He also extended his appreciation to his coaching staff and team management for their strong support. He said it had taken 3 years of hard work to establish the program and noted that most of the boys made significant sacrifices by balancing their studies with rugby league.
I'm going to school, grade 9, 10, play so. Future premium bright. Future blagan Eagles team I'm bright now. PNG RFL, PNG Humutu and bright PNG Chiefs to coming up so. Young Becky and stand out name on blah. Steer plus the team when controlling the team come you win come this was so. I'm on the good long game come. Them got discipline. Angry no play so I'm big problem.
One of the most outstanding players in the Hagen side was halfback Simba Becky, the youngest brother of Galfiso halfback and Hunters development player Felix Becky. Simba is a promising halfback who showed great potential to follow the footsteps of his big brother, both in attack and defense, and good game management. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
The New South Wales Blues and Queensland Maroons announced their squads for the State of Origin Game 1 yesterday. The most controversial selection from both camps are the fullback positions. After unveiling his team, the New South Wales coach, Laurie Daly, came out clear defending his selection of former Blues and Australia Kangaroos captain James Tedesco. Daly recalled Tedesco instead of incumbent Dylan Edwards, who is also in career best form for the Penrith Panthers. Daly expressed that it was a tough selection decision between the two, but Tedesco resonated well with the type of football they want to play, so he was given a nod.
Yeah, it was a difficult call. Dylan has been playing some really good football. Felt like we couldn't lose whichever way we went, but in the end, Teddy's body of work over the last 18 months has been excellent. The way we want to play has probably shaped the selection debate, so we'll give Teddy an opportunity and I'm sure he'll grab it with both hands.
While Daly put his coaching career on the line to recall the 33-year-old veteran, the opposing Maroons camp has made a similar selection call. Queensland coach Billy Slater has decided to drop incumbent series-winning fullback in Rhys Wells and pick Newcastle Knights keeper Kylan Ponga. Slater made the selection call based on current form and is backing his selection.
I've got a really high opinion of Rhys. I love what he brings to a footy team, but I just thought Kylan Ponga had earned that chance to play in the number 1 jersey. That's his position that he plays in every week. He knows it inside out, and I think he's in the form of his career. I think he's really balanced with his life at the moment. He's really balanced with his footy, and he brings a lot to the table. So, tough decision, but that's the one we went with.
Both Ponga and Tedesco have played Origin before and are not new to this arena. They are expected to put on top performances for their respective states. The State of Origin Game 1 is scheduled to be played on Wednesday, May 27th at Accor Stadium, Sydney. This game will be broadcasted live on TV1 Sports. That's it for sports. Now the weather forecast. In regional focused, southern Port Moresby, fine partly cloudy with rain showers. Daru, fine partly cloudy with rain showers. Mamase, lay cloudy with rain showers, rain drizzles. Vanimo, partly cloudy with chances of showers of rain and possible thunderstorms. New Guinea Islands, Kokopo, Rabaul, cloudy with showers of rain drizzles. Buka, partly cloudy with occasional showers of rain. And Highlands, Mount Hagen, cloudy with scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. All centers partly cloudy, then some rain showers. Mediterranean Wabeg, cloudy with heavy showers, rain and thunderstorms. Ocean forecast for PNG areas for the next 24 hours. Coral Sea. Seas moderate to rough with southeast winds of 20 to 33 knots. Solomon Sea and Bismarck Sea. Seas light to moderate with east to southeast winds of 10 to 20 knots. And Pacific Ocean. Seas light with southeast winds of 10 to 15 knots. And coastal waters forecast. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Island to Karamatiyul Island to Hood Point to Samarai Islands. Seas 1.5 to 2.0 meters along strong wind areas. Waters of Manus and its western group of islands, and waters of East New Britain, New Ireland and Bougainville. Seas 0.3 to 1.3 meters. And that's been another edition of TV1 News. Thanks for your company. Good night.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by